If you guys don't know why I'm muted, either what happens is I mute because I'm talking to someone, or there's a glitch like what happened there, because what happens is I have to choose which mic to broadcast from, and then which headset I'm going to broadcast to. So what happens is that, you know, I didn't choose to use my mic on accident. But man, one thing I had to solidify a fact of today, man. If you go to 3 p.m. on April 27th, 2011, that day was insane. Because you don't know, April 27th, 2011, man, we're almost 15 years from that. Was one of the worst days in the South because of an extreme, once-in-a-lifetime tornado outbreak. Literally on my screen, like, or on the map, at one time there were 3 tornado emergencies and like 20 other tornado warnings. I'm pretty sure like 300 tornado warnings were issued that day. That level of extreme weather, like tornadic activity, has never been seen. It's only been seen twice. Once in 1979, and the other in 2011. I mean, 2011 was an extreme year for tornadic activity. Here, give me a second, chat. I'll show you. Want to see what madness this is? This was almost 15 years ago. Like, look at the chaos. Look at all those tornado warnings. That was April 27th. This shot is from 3 p.m. April 27th, 2011. That day was infamous because it spawned 4 EF5s. By the way, before 2011, you get about 1 or 2 EF5s. 1 EF5 every... Oh, is there another one of those flying creatures over there? By the way, normally before 2013, you'd see like an EF5 every 1 to 2, 3 years. There was 4 in one day. One day, there was 4 of them, and there were 90 tornadoes that day. That means that is 4. That's a little over 4 tornadoes an hour. Can you imagine that? A tornado literally either spawning. I mean, yeah, they die out. A tornado spawning an average of every like 12 to 15 minutes. "390 people were killed and more than 360 tornadoes were confirmed in the span of 4 days and 12 hours. I mean, 2011 was a hell of a year. And then, to top off, less than a month later, the Joplin tornado would occur. Satisfactory by Coffee Stain Studios. It is available on PlayStation 5, I think Xbox, and computers on Steam. It is roughly $40, if you're gonna ask. Alright. And man, again, like, that's crazy, because then a month, literally not even a month later after the outbreak of 2011, Joplin would get hit by an EF5, killing more than 150 people. Or it is 130. One of the few tornadoes in American history to kill in the triple digits. I mean, Joplin was literally an absolute worst case scenario. A high precipitation rain-wrapped violent tornado in a suburban area. Because a lot of tornadoes, they avoid heavy suburban areas. But this one went right through Joplin. Like, Joplin is kind of a horizontal city, which means that Joplin is more wide than it is tall. Joplin is wider from its western and eastern tips than its northern to southern tips. So Joplin's wide, and the tornado went basically from west to east, right through it. Let me correct myself. $161 deaths. By the way, another EF5 that went right through, that would go through Oklahoma City, or Moore, Oklahoma, literally about 2 years, literally just a little under 2 years later, would kill 37 some people. I think usually 37 or 27. It wouldn't kill as much people as the Joplin. I mean, I have to admit it, Joplin is an absolute freak of nature. Again, literally worst scenario, a tornado that is wrapped in rain, that is violent, that goes through a suburban population. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Joplin is one of the worst tornadoes to ever strike the U.S. within the past 20 years. Like if you go to Joplin apparently today, I've looked at it on radar. There are still some places where they've never even built back. Like Joplin, their hospital got shifted. I think it got shifted off by like 3 foot. Four inches. The hospital got shifted 4 inches off its foundation, and that doesn't sound like much. That's wind pushing a big-ass hospital 4 inches. Can you imagine the amount of wind load required to do such a thing? Again, it literally moved a hospital 4 inches. I mean, imagine if humans tried to move a hospital 4 inches. Now, remember that that's Mother Nature doing that, not us. That is crazy in my opinion. I mean, just look at this. I mean, it has a little bit blur to it, but that's their hospital after it got hit. That is the hospital after the EF5. I think I've actually seen a couple of images. It literally, and I know it's stereotypical to say this, but it literally looks like Joplin was hit by a nuke. Like I could literally go to an alternate dimension and say Joplin gets nuked, and I could show the images of the aftermath of Joplin, and people would believe me. That's how bad it looked. Again, I know people literally stereotypically say, "Oh, it looks like it got hit by a nuke or it got hit by a bomb." Like there's like this is a city. What is Joplin? What was their population? Population 51,000 people, which isn't a huge city, but that's a lot of people. That's 51,000 people. I used to go to school at Eureka, Illinois, and 5,000 people is a pretty good chunk of people. It's a pretty good chunk of people. Now, 10 times that is pretty decent. Like Bloomington, which my biggest metro I live near, is 130,000. Now, even half that's insane. There's even a picture in Joplin where a 2x4 got shot right through a curb. And they're like, oh, did it go through like a pipe in the curb? No, there was no pipe. People did reverse searching. There was no pipe. And this, I mean, it's not surprising. 2x4s can literally penetrate right through concrete with tornadic winds. 2x4s will deadass go straight through brick wall. Also, Joplin is the deadliest tornado ever. Or not deadliest tornado, it's most costly. $2.8 billion of damage. Look at that. Remember, this is a city. This is a city, by the way. There's nothing. It looks like a nuke went off. No trees, no buildings are standing. And I think that looks like the camera is pointed north. Like you could see maybe a little bit of a garage standing, and you could actually see the hospital. But other than that, there's nothing left. There is nothing left. I've seen radar. I've seen radar of like satellite photos of Joplin, and it just looks so new. Like it looks like Greensburg, but because Greensburg, it got hit by an EF5 larger than the town itself. Like 95% of Greensburg was cooked. It was removed off the map. Unlike Pitcher, it survived. Because Pitcher used to be a good, I would say a good town, but Pitcher was a decent town in, it's not Missouri, I think it's like, Pitcher's actually just southwest of, Joplin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, no, it's Kansas, Pitcher, no, it's Pitcher, Oklahoma. Pitcher, Oklahoma is interesting because Pitcher actually produced, I think, like half the lead of the bullets we used in World War II. It was seized from Indians. And, yeah, you already know where that's going. We literally took their land from them. Shocker. Anyway. So, there's a ton of lead and arsenic under, what do you call it? Pitcher. And, well, we made this stuff called tailings. And the tailings would pile up in these giant-ass piles. And, well, eventually what happened is the town started becoming poisonous. Women were giving birth to defected babies. Oh, hey, look, there's a piece of drop pod left. You name it, man. Like, it was bad. I think I actually remember going over here once. Yeah, they think there's a drop pod like right here. I claimed it a very long time ago. But anyway, the government started buying out Pitcher's properties because, well, nobody wants to live in a waste dump. Nobody wants to live near toxic chemicals. Well, the government was very slow to do this. But in, I think it was like 2004-11, the early 2000s, a tornado went right through and just destroyed the last of the town. And after that, the government sped up its buyouts, and Pitcher was taken off the census permanently. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, they gave it right back to the Indians. So it said, hey, we've used your land. Okay, now you're gonna clean it up, lol. Yeah. Basic US government shit. Take land, exploit it, and then when it's all done and wasted and obliterated, give it back. But it's gonna, I think it might take billions of dollars to even clean Pitcher. I heard I was watching a video where somebody built these pipes, and then they turned them like copper. Oh my god, that looks cool. I saw a short where somebody, oh, ooh, golden pipe, and someone put like copper. That looks pretty cool. Hey, look, there's a Crater Lake generating facility. There's my first power plant on that hill over there. So if you guys ever see I remember building that. My first power plant. That's the first power plant, or the first building I've ever done in Satisfactory to get my new modernist architecture. My god. I'm running plans of how I'm gonna build this nuclear power plant I'm having. To be built in the future. Oh man, I'm gonna make it a complex. I'm gonna make it kind of like a maze. But my plan is I think I might be able to get away with it. I might see if I can build the entire thing to be self-contained where you can actually go in it and it won't be a radiation hazard. And it's gonna sound ridiculous, chat, but I'm not gonna make the walls of my reactors, like my reactor containment vessels, are going to be made with these 4 meters thick. 4 meters in thick. Just because I like to roleplay as a nuclear, like, engineer or whatever. Honestly, I'm kind of like viewing it in my head. I think, as long as I don't have any backup, which can be prevented by using sinks at strategic locations, the risk of radiation harm is going to be minimalized. Phew. I want to probably cross this river over here. I don't know if I might set up the bridge. I might actually stop because I want to go to bed. You know what? You know what I think would be ironic, guys? I'm thinking about working at a factory. It'd be super ironic. Okay, so what is your experience in factories? I build satisfactory factories. Boom. Case closed. That'd be kind of ironic, playing so much Satisfactory and then actually working at a factory. I've met some of the people that come from that factory. They're so quirky and funny. It's just, they're just funny. They're awesome. Dude, I was looking at pictures of the Rochelle, Fairdale, Illinois tornado. Dude, the mesocyclone almost touches the ground. The mesocyclone almost touches the ground. That's insanity to me. If you don't know what that is, I'm looking it up. It's the base cloud that a tornado likes to pop out of. I have a question. Can I actually, like, can I do this? Imagine that you could build. Let's say, imagine if you could do the golden version, make that gold part. That thing, one wall is built gold. Then you could build the Chernobyl golden hallway. The good thing is, I don't want to make this road go all the way down to the ground. I'm actually gonna have it elevated, which will actually make it way easier to build a bridge. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Yeah, there's never one of those flying creatures over there. Normal. Could do a nuclear plant. Oh, hey, look, there's another one. There's that one I have. I think there's another one. It's probably gonna ping right here. If it gets out that far. Normal. Probably do a nuclear plant somewhere over here. You know what's funny? Actually, you know what? The nuclear plant actually may be built off of I could build one over here. Don't know how big that nuclear plant would be, though. You know what? I'm gonna stop here. Honestly, even though I didn't stream that much today, like in the afternoon, I did a lot today. I mean, literally this giant chunk of road, literally from here to here. That's how far it goes. Not even straight, and that didn't exist today. And we did. I think we did pretty good. Hey guys, I'm gonna stop today. Peace.